Hollywood to your hood, public breakdowns are everywhere. But what if we turn gossip into growth? On Allegedly, we react to the wildest viral stories, celebs spiraling, influencers breaking down, and infamous moments you can't unsee. But we don't just watch, we work. We break it down, do the self-work, and find the breakthrough hiding in their mistakes. New episodes drop every Monday on YouTube at My Coach Ministry, because your healing might just begin with someone else's headline. Allegedly, where the breakdown is the beginning of your breakthrough.
Thank you so much for staying with me so far. I am Coach Raquel, and now we're on to our final segment, Allegedly. Allegedly. And it's not going to be very long today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And you can dislike too. If you don't like it, you can dislike it. It's okay, but just interact, please. I'd appreciate that. All right, so today in Allegedly, and I usually say this before I start my conversation. Now, in Allegedly, we actually talk about people's lives. We talk about people's business. We talk about viral stories or clips that I think that run across my timeline that I felt drawn to. I felt like, yeah, this one touched me in a way, whether positively or negatively. It evoked a response, within me. And so I choose to come on here and talk about it. But I want to say thank you to all the people who may be impacted by my conversation. Thanks to the people who are experiencing the real life story. And we honor them because we're not here to cause harm. We're not here to criticize. We're here to be inspired by their story, to do our self-work, their story, which is their breakdown or their inspiration, and do our self-work to achieve breakthroughs in our own lives, right? This is how we benefit from other people's stories, from their experiences, from their breakdowns, from their challenges, from their problems, right? So let's do more than gossip. Let's be inspired. Let's not just see gossip, but extract the teachable moments, the wisdom from it, right? So from gossip to growth. That's what we're talking about. All right. So today, it's a little bit different because, to be honest, it's not even gossip really, but I'm going to start here with this one.
Don't admit when they're wrong. You can't trust nobody who don't admit when they're wrong. How can you trust that person? They don't admit when they're wrong, so that means they cool with you going in the wrong direction. That's crazy, right? They ain't gonna say nothing. So they gonna watch you self-destruct or fail. I peep there, I'll be like, okay, damn, you ain't gonna admit when you made a mistake. Oh yeah, I can't with you.
That's a big red flag too. You know what I mean? Huge red flag. Like you know you dead ass wrong,
and you gonna keep it when you wrong, you admit because you was wrong, and then you make it right. People trust you because they know you being honest.
Right. I'm gonna share with you an experience I had. I had an experience with someone, and for the entire time after the experience, I just blamed myself because for me, I feel like I was in it by myself. And I had a real healing moment. And it was a really powerful moment for me when about a month or so ago, I don't know, sometimes in the not so far distant memory, the person said, we were having a conversation, and the person said to me, Raquel, you hurt because I hurt you. And I'm telling you, it's like a monkey came off my back. When I got off the phone, I just gave myself a good little cry, a little relief cry. Because you see, it wasn't even so much that the person said they hurt me. It's that the fact that they acknowledged that their interaction with me might have resulted in me feeling hurt, it made it so that I wasn't alone in it. You see, we have these words that we use called ego and shame and pain and embarrassment. And I think these words become obstructions between us and our real lives. they become these insulators that keeps us away from real experiences, real life experiences, from really showing up ourselves so people can value us for who we truly, truly are, not just who we think we are. But they get a real life experience of us. We're multidimensional, but we have some of us who just want to be good. A person who just shows up and just, oh, I'm so good, I'm so good, oh, I'm so good, I'm so good, comes across as someone who lacks awareness. You comes across inauthentic, because there's no person in this life that is one-dimensional. We all have areas in our lives that influence shame, or that causes shame, pain, bad experiences for others. You know what I mean? So when we don't say that up front, what, you think it leaves the room? You think because you pretend you're so good that the negative aspects of that balance you isn't seeping out? You must be crazy. It is seeping out. You're spilling. So what he's saying is, how can you be amongst someone who can't even say, I was wrong, I did that? Which means that they will never hold you accountable either. And I always say this, especially for leaders. Leaders fail because followers fail to hold them accountable. I always say this, especially with politicians. I never understand this. The people who claim to love the politicians and follow the politicians will watch them fail and not hold them accountable, and even get upset when other people hold them accountable. Why do you do that, though? Because you have intentions, don't you? We know you don't do that just because. You see, we want to keep people where they are so we can use them where they are, because it keeps us comfortable. I was saying to one of my friends, like, if I marry tomorrow, or rather, I would like to know that if I marry a man who's leading me, it's a man who wants me to keep him accountable so he can show his best self all the time. I wouldn't want to be with a man who would rather to have the callaloo in his teeth because he doesn't want to be disrupted. What's the point of that? Imagine leaving home with me, and it took you getting to work to know that there's callaloo in your teeth, even though I was talking to you before you left home. I'm unsafe. I'm unsafe. We keep saying broad is the road that leads to destruction. But every day we get up and choose comfort. Every day we get up and we don't want nobody to disrupt us. We're in defense. Why are you defending? Are we at war? If you say narrow is the path that leads to all the good stuff, to God, then why is it that every day you get up expecting comfort zone? Everything to just flow. That's why I had to recondition my mind. That pain isn't a bad thing. Pain is that I am alive. I'm having real life experiences. God is present with me. And to the extent that I call it pain is because that's how you're going to understand me, because that's the common language. But I don't call it pain. I call it awareness. Mindful awareness. Yes. So, and that's why for me, I would never want a man who does not love and like all of me to be with me, even if I love him and I feel he's my soulmate. For the first time in life, I believe now there is a thing called soulmate, a soul attraction, a soul love, because I'm experiencing it, because it's not a head thing at all. Yeah, it's a blessed thing. You ever been around someone and when you interact with them, it feels like a blessing, and you're intimate with them, and the moment the intimacy feels like a blessing, like it's anointed. You know? But what I'm trying to say is, when our thoughts, minds, and actions are incongruent, we show up as inauthentic. Because I have persons who, you know, they're so nice to me and they're kind, and I value their kindness. Wow. But their actions are in complete opposite of the things they say and do. And I'm not mad, because everybody is doing what they want to do, and they are exactly where they want to be. And it is my job. It's not for them to come and say, here, I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to go the extra mile to show you, to tell you something. No, they're talking to me with all their languages. And their voice is not, and they're talking with me with all their vocal instruments. And your voice is not the only instrument of speech. The voice is not the only instrument of speech that people use. Their hands are instruments of speech, or instruments of speaking, or whatever you want to call it, right? Their legs, when they walk, when they do things, when they smile, their eyes, the mouth, the tongue is not the only thing that talks to you. So you have an obligation to pay attention. They're not obligated to tell you everything. Some people don't have the strength to tell you everything, but you are obligated to listen with all your ears. You have the obligation to listen to all their instruments of speech. That's the best way I can put it. I don't know if it makes sense, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's not the only way they talk to you. When they touch you, that's also talking to you. When someone is not intentional about a particular thing with you, they are talking to you. For example, I know that regardless of how I feel about this person, I am confident 100% that this person has no desire to have me in his life. That's how I feel. And I'm equally confident that if you ask him, he would not agree with me. And that's okay. But where there's no interest or investment made, effort made, I have an obligation to myself to interpret what's coming. And I'm not talking assumptions, but I'm paying attention, because if one is honest and really dig deep and search and really are honest, they would say, you know what, you're right. Maybe it wasn't my intention. Maybe that's not what I'm thinking, but it makes sense what you're experiencing, right? So are you going to choose to be with people who you're training them to never hold you accountable because it makes you comfortable? Or are you going to choose to be around people that are able to bring out the best in you so that you can actually live what you're talking? Why would you want to be with people who won't tell you the truth? And when I say the truth, I'm not talking about honesty or lies. I'm talking about the truth of their experience with you. Who won't give you pushback. I don't even understand it, because if I have callaloo in my teeth, I mean, when I think when I put it as callaloo in teeth, everybody gets it. I know, yeah, no, I don't want callaloo in my teeth because that's embarrassing. But what about the callaloo in your teeth that you can't see? Or what about the actions? Sorry, the other things in your life that may not be green on your teeth and right up there, may not be a bad breath, but it's just a sink an attitude. It's just as sink a behavior. It's just as incongruent as the callaloo on your teeth, because you're saying one thing, but your actions are not transmitting the same message. They're not transmitting the same message. Wouldn't you want someone to let you know? And it is my hope that I don't, because I've been in relationships where I'm on such eggshells that I don't want to say. And then I also have experiences where I'm afraid to say, because like I said, like for example, right, I'm going to use this person as an example. Bless your heart. Don't be mad at me if you figure it out. But like this person would say to me, you can call me anytime. To hell I will. Let me change that word. I don't like that word. No, I won't. Because you don't call me. So why would I be calling you all the time? I mean, if I genuinely have something I need to say, I'll say it. But calling you is going to be a process for me. because it's very difficult for me, especially I'm a female, that person's a male, and the feelings I have, and that because even if because sometimes I feel like when you sometimes when you interact with men, it comes across like you're pursuing them or something, when that's not what I'm doing. I'm really just genuinely doing what I feel like my soul is telling me to do. I'm not necessarily asking you to be with me or anything like that. And so for me, and maybe this for me is one of the things I have to work on, where I feel shame and embarrassment because I feel like if this person is not calling you, why are you calling them? Unless there's something divine or something's really on you to say to the person. And even then, it's just like, oh, won't you leave this person alone? Right? So, yeah. Oh, you can call me anytime, whatever the case may be. But when I call, do you answer? When you read my message, do you reply? That's what I'm saying. And there's this thing that I'm learning as well, where anybody can be nice for anybody can be nice for 5 minutes. Everybody can read your messages for 5 minutes. But what about when it comes to the 11th hour? Will you still be doing that? Will you still feel the same way? Are you still gonna be nice to me? Do you still want to hear from me, or are you now annoyed? Am I messaging you too much now? Oh, the message is not making no sense now. All right, I'm over it now, huh? Sustainability, right? So that they say over time you get to know someone. It's really sustainability. We're saying like, will this thing sustain itself? What will happen first month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 months down the line, 10 years down the line? Will you still value me? But I liked this. And I love that this was a black man speaking, because I do think that there is an issue with accountability, especially when it comes to our black men. And sometimes when I talk about black men, some of the men that I adore, I think they think I'm being hard on black men. And maybe I am, because I love black men. And I have them on a pedestal. And I have them in high regard. And I don't want to see them below the line. These are my black men. You are my leader. So, of course, I'm going to call it out, because I want you to walk in your divine. I know you're better than you're showing up. So, if that makes me irritating, then it is what it is. But I'd rather be the irritating person on the outskirts of your life than the person who goes along and watch you fail and watch you show up in rooms that when you leave, they're like, oh, I want when you leave, they know you're the boss. You're the ish, baby. Yeah? So that's all I have for today. Oh my Lord, thank you so much for staying with me. This has been Allegedly. Now let's go to the end of the show. Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness, it's the holiday season. This is my month for many reasons. The first guy I ever dated, right? How I met him. I was in a taxi cab. I was going home. And my aunt, the car was so full because it was late in the night and there were not a lot of taxis running at that time. So there were two people in the front, me and my aunt. I don't know who the people at the back were. So I was in the car and I don't remember how the conversation started, but I said, well, we're in the best month of the year. And I remember this person who at the time I thought was so intrusive because I wasn't talking to him. And he's like, I bet it's the best. You're saying that because it's your month, the month you were born. And I think I said something like, I don't know who he's talking to. Something like that to my aunt. And I'm like, please, I'm talking to you, And I remember they dropped him off first because they had to turn off the road to drop him off. And I made a comment to my aunt. I was like talking to myself. I wasn't talking to him. And yeah, that's what I said. He said, him head big like, that's what I said. I don't know how he got my number. I don't know how he contacted me. But I remember when he contacted me, he was like, and my head is not big. I was like, and my head is not big, but I have an afro. And he showed me his afro. So he had really long hair, He was like, and my head is not big. And I'm like, how did you get my number? Like, hello. But I like that. I like when a man takes initiative, you know? Anyway. And because it tells me he knows what he wants. That's all I'm saying. And men are always taking initiative. So if he's not taking it towards you, he's telling you what he wants. Nothing to do with you. So, anyway, I just want to say thank you for staying with me today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. And I just want to say happy December. It's my favorite month. It's my favorite time of the year. I like that it's cooler at this time. I just there's this air, this atmosphere of festivity and family and love and care, and just there's just something different about the winter green. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I'm Coach Raquel. This has been Refresh, Relax, Renew, episode 30. It's such a joy for me to be here. So thank you for being here with me, and take care of yourself.
Welcome to mycoachministry.com. We're on a mission to empower 1 million purpose-driven entrepreneurs, turning calling into currency. Through strategic coaching, we guide visionary leaders, brand elevation, and creative empowerment, helping leaders break barriers and own their identity. Build impactful, wealth-generating brands that echo across generations. Welcome to Kelly's Fitness Adventures. Discover your path to wellness. Hear your breath, movement, and healing align through ASMR fitness journeys. Join us on real-time walking meditations, feeling the earth beneath your feet. Experience sunrise strength training that nourishes both body and soul. Engage in waterfall breathwork journeys. Rejuvenate your spirit. All you need is a phone and an open heart. Let's connect. Come away with me. Inhale, exhale, just breathe. Visit kellysfitnessadventures.com.
I love to open new packages. There will be the latest information on top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me. I'm Coach Raquel, and it is this passion project for me. So I am so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching.
Unlock your potential every Thursday with our podcast, Refresh, Relax, Renew. Join Coach Raquel as she guides you through personal development journeys. Each episode focuses on actionable steps to enhance your personal journey. The podcast features 3 main segments to keep you engaged. We start with discussions on trending topics relevant to your growth. Then we unbox solutions to common challenges we face daily. Finally, stay updated with fresh funding opportunities each week. Tune in every Thursday for new episodes, and see you there.